invite to Bobby, and then we will be rocking and rolling. Yet another edition of COVID basketball. We have all kinds of sports going on different slates and days that God knows what. We have the entire hockey slate canceled. Okay. Let's fire this off. Boom. And we'll get Mr. Firestone on here. Link sent. I think that's done. Let me just make sure. Yep, that was sent. So now we're just waiting on him. And then we will get up there. What's going on? Now, I'm not going to publicize this, but I want to go over what's definitely the hottest part of True DFS recently. We're going to get in there in a minute. But first, we're going to wait for Bobby and then see if we can't figure out my Discord here. I mean, this is actually a picture of my Discord. Like I have my own Discord channel, like Sheet Server, which what I do is, I don't know if Bobby wants me to do this. So I had to get the Awesemo feed in here, like all these different, notifications. I'll tell you what's a really weird one that came across is this idea that Morant is likely to play. I have to really get a hold of that one because that is something I was not anticipating at all. I didn't have him projected anywhere. I didn't have whatever. And in a world where raw points matter, that's a really big deal, I think. What's going on?
Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah, whatever that is you're smoking is probably very
no, this
needed.
This is not a smoking thing. I'm really sick.
Oh no! Well, then you should smoke more.
I don't understand what's going on here. Why am I getting roasted? I'm just a little bit under the weather. So what's going on? What did I miss, Sheets? What are you?
Well, what you missed. This is. I got this note that Morant could play.
Yeah, there's a bunch of that stuff happening lately. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need to do anything with it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't know what.
But if you get like a low-owned Morant, I mean, isn't that a good thing?
What's his price?
89, I think.
Yeah, at that price, it's a pretty good price. Yeah, that would be a good thing. I like it.
I'm waiting on Philly news. If you want to know the truth,
I think he's going to play, and I don't think he's going to be totally off the board. Is my guess.
Okay.
That would just be my personal thing.
Well, K9's K9. That would be nice. And they said, I wish they would say his minutes. Yeah, that would be certainly convenient.
Which one? Oh, about Morant.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a really weird spot to bring him back.
Right.
But yeah, I would bet it would be somewhere around 28 or so, maybe 30.
Okay.
But I don't particularly like the slate. I'm not playing today actually because I just sort of haven't felt right and just a little out of it. But I've done all my research.
What's wrong? What happened to you? Why?
Since I've gotten the other booster, man, I've just had these passing like heat things, flashes, and I'll just be. When
did you get the booster?
Last week.
Oh, okay.
But it's not just that. Then I don't know. I think I have a sinus infection on top of it, so I'm supposed to start taking antibiotics tomorrow. Just a kind of a mess. So I just thought, okay, I'll keep my head clear out of playing and worrying about too much other stuff tonight. Because
let's deal with Kanon's loaded question here, where he's asking how many bulls is too many bulls on FanDuel. Well, let's think about that. Okay. I mean, for me, Caruso and Green look like really strong plays, and then Vooch. I think DeRozan and Lonzo are fine. I don't think they're guys you absolutely have to play. I mean, what do you think? Let's revisit Javonte Green because when we talked earlier, you were suggesting the possibility maybe that's not the greatest bit of chalk in the world. What do you think about that still?
Well, there hasn't been as much information that I thought was going to happen that was going to open up other chalk. So I think it actually, or open up other value. So I actually think it makes more sense now than I did earlier.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, if as far as guys go who can bust in 35 minutes, this is basically what you're getting is you're essentially getting like KCP, um,
Okay.
and take it for what it's worth. He's just going to play a ton of minutes. Whether or not he does anything at all in those minutes is completely up in the air. I feel like.
Okay.
I mean, let's see, like other games this year, played 36 minutes, 20 fantasy points, the 29 minutes, 10 fantasy points, 34 minutes against the Lakers that they put up 28, which obviously you take. So I like it. If I was making like one lineup, I would probably try to avoid him. I would try to avoid potentially Caruso as well. Um, I like on DraftKings the Kobe White play still. I don't think on FanDuel it's quite as viable, but something feels funny to be playing these guys at such heavy chalk.
Okay.
I think Lonzo and DeRozan are better bets, or Vooch. I like all three of those guys, and I don't know if I wanted to try, unless you have other ways you're getting very different. I would encourage you not to play like four Bulls.
Right. What do you think of Well, we got to wait for the Sixers. But what do you who's probably going to emerge as pretty decent chalk is the Isaiah Joe on DraftKings?
As you called it earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that one a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think he's going to be as popular as Green.
No, I don't believe so either. Now, do you think that's just because like people have been like looking?
I think that. Yeah, sorry, I lost you there for a second. Can you guys hear me? Thanks, Nicholas. Appreciate it, guys. Sheets, can you hear me? I can't hear you. I don't know what just happened. Huh. Well, I can't hear Sheets at all. That's really strange. Never had this happen before. Guys, let me know out there if you can hear me. Seems like, I don't know, audio good for me. So I just can't hear Sheets at all. It's unfortunate. Oh, Sheets, they can't hear you either. So sometimes I'll Sheets out your audio. I'll start talking until Sheets comes back. What does that mean? They confirmed K9 Bronco. I'm trying to understand that question, man. They confirmed that Seth Curry is starting pivot over Caruso. I don't know what that means. All right, so I'll just say what I would be doing if I was playing today. I do think Embiid makes sense as a spend up, but I don't think it's an absolute must. I think that Tatum is probably a little bit out of the price range. I think Jaylen Brown is a really good large field tournament play or a play on FanDuel. I think Marcus Smart is a really good tournament play. Just going through the games really quickly. I think Chicago's going to beat the hell out of Houston tonight, but if they don't, I would have interest in Deshaun Tate and Eric Gordon the most, and then Christian Wood would be my next guy. On Chicago, I would prefer to try to avoid the Javonte Green ownership, but I think it's viable enough. So if you want to go ahead and do it, if you have other ways to get different, go ahead and do that. I like the Kobe White play off the bench, potentially, getting a little bit of an uptick in minutes and hopefully shooting his way into a nice game. I think Memphis is going to kill OKC. I'm not particularly interested in anybody from OKC. I think Ja is mildly interesting if he does come back. And I don't really have a ton of other interest in that game either. I think on the Charlotte side of things, I don't think I would get to anybody else other than it was going to be Hayward, but he's out. So I think that maybe Kelly Oubre would make a little bit of sense if you wanted to play the other side of that one. On the Utah side, I do like Clarkson and Gobert, but I think your long shot tournament play there is Whiteside. Sacramento, I don't think Metu should be as owned as he is, but I think it's fair. It's a fairly good play. It's nothing special. I do think Halliburton and Hield are priorities along with Barnes. I think Golden State, I think there's way too much ownership on Steph Curry, and it makes absolutely zero sense to me why it's there. Now, he could always go off, but there's no real reason to think. I mean, it is Sacramento, but like he plays against these guys all the time. It's like we just never get the game we need out of him. So I would try to avoid that at chalk. I like Draymond a little bit better as a lower owned play. I think Porter is viable, and I would not play Iguodala. For San Antonio, I like. I actually think Doug McDermott's in play, assuming that he's in. But Lonnie Walker, Keldon Johnson, and Podol will be my next three favorites in that order. And then on the Clippers, I think Zubac is my favorite play. I do like Man a little bit as well, and I think Ibaka. Now, if Paul George is out, that means you have no Morris and no Paul George. That's a lot of usage. Justice Winslow would even emerge then. So I would try to get some activity in these later games so you can find out. Because if you do find out Paul George is out, then you're going to be able to do a whole bunch of different things with your lineups. And that's what I would encourage you guys to do. Plumlee or Whiteside, for me, it's Whiteside, but I would play more that the blowout angle that they're gonna blow him out in that game. So that's why I have Plumlee ahead of Whiteside. Whiteside ahead of Plumlee. But I don't think you need to play either of those guys. Those are just long shot tournament plays. Derek Favors is starting also today. Probably worth noting that it's another cheap body you could use. When he starts, he'll generally play around 20 minutes. Usually put about 20 fantasy points. So take that for what it is worth. Who was your suggested pivot off of Caruso? I didn't suggest any pivot off of Caruso. I just said I wouldn't play. I wouldn't be trying to play on a small slate guys like that at this ownership. I think he's fine. One lineup night, then go ahead and play him if you want to. I don't like I don't like Christopher either, but I think it's fine. Kuminga, I think you're talking about long shot tournament plays that I don't really think you need to do, but I think it's an okay long shot. There's going to be times where he gets theirs. Yeah, I still don't understand the. Since Caruso would be popular, I think Curry's a fine play. Actually, I think Curry makes a lot of sense without. I didn't mention him before, but without Maxey, but Isaiah Joe and Curry. I know they're different prices, obviously, but Curry would be the play on. I think he'd be the better play on FanDuel, right? I'm just double checking his price tag, making sure that I didn't miss something. 5,800 on FanDuel. That certainly makes a little more sense over there. But can put up 40 fantasy points and is probably viable enough to play on DraftKings. I just don't think that it would be what I would be trying to do. Let's see what else we got here. I don't like Bane as much, no, because not if Ja is back. If Ja is not back, I would still play Bane. If Ja is back, I will not play Bane. Let's see.
Test.
He's back.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Brutal.
Sorry about that. That's weird. So I just went through all sort of my favorite guys for the slate, and I'm kind of happy not to be playing because I don't have the strongest this is the obvious awesome play. It does feel like maybe the Clippers. I think that's what you should do. I really do. I think you gain so much leverage if you try to stack those late games and you find out Paul George is out, because Morris is already out as well. It's just you could really. I mean, you would want to play Batum. You'd want to play Man. You'd want to play some lineups with Winslow in it. You want to play some Reggie Jackson, some Zubac, potentially some Bledsoe. You just have a ton of guys. You could literally be. That game would be an awesome stack. You can take 3 or 4 clips and 1 or 2 on the other side. Keldon Johnson, Podol, or White, probably, maybe Lonnie Walker, or DeJounte. I think that's what you should be doing on this slate. I think that's what people should. If I was making one lineup, that's what I would do.
You playing the football game?
No, but I might throw in a lineup last minute. I do want to talk about it though because I did my research for it. Who are you finding for the showdown slate? Well, how's your day slate going? First of all.
Not so hot to start off. I didn't play the Braylon Edwards, so yeah.
I love that everyone's acting like this was an odd. How could you not play Braylon Edwards? 3,300 and he's only 1% owned. I'm like, yeah, but he's been 3,300 the whole year, and it's the same exact thing. And they've got 4 other receivers who basically catch as many balls as he does. So
So all I will tell you is what I'm doing. But I'm still waiting because I'm waiting to hear about Adam Thielen. It says official word should arrive no later than 90 minutes before game time, which should be right about now, right?
Yeah, should be right now.
I really hope that he plays.
You want to play him?
Because if he doesn't, I have like 60% of that Alanis Morissette guy.
What is his price on the showdown thing? Oh, he's 200. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think showdown is the only place I'd be playing that guy. I would not be playing him on a regular lineup.
I'm only playing him on showdown as well.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, now I've got a build that I like. I can play Jimmy Graham and Marset together. It's perfect. Thanks, Sheets. You made me enter one tournament. You know what though? I might genuinely be thanking you later on, because what if this actually does pay off?
You want to pull the Delta up?
How do you want to text?
Okay, hold on. What do you want me to do? Hang on, I'm just doing some other stuff here. Hold on.
Yeah, all right, guys. Keep popping any questions in as they come up. Happy to go through anything on the slate. Let's see what we got.
View trip details.
And yeah, I don't have a whole bunch else to add to the NFL. I do like Justin Fields as the captain for football, and I like the Bears to win tonight.
All right, so I'm going to sneak in something else, which is literally, I mean, we could have a statistical discussion about this, about outliers and running hot and all this stuff. Let me tell you the part of I don't even call it daily fantasy sports, but the part of like True DFS, which is running hotter than freaking anything, is the freaking horse racing channel.
Yeah, you're on fire with these.
So for those of you that care, I don't even want to publicize it too much, but from time to time, I'll throw in the horse racing channel some values, which, you know, if I happen to be looking and I feel like it, if I'm in the mood, I'll just throw a couple in there. I mean, and I'm not charging extra for it or whatever, and very few people even notice it. And the reason why I'm doing it is if too many people were on it, then people would bet it and it would like affect my price, so I wouldn't be able to even give the information anymore. It's like one of those weird things. But like from time to time, I'll just throw it out there, and I'll just put it this way: for the people that have been paying attention and been betting the stuff I've been telling them to, I hope you don't expect that to continue. All right, because they've been running so many standard deviations above expectation. I give out 3 horses today. One of them just won and paid 19-1 like it was nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you are interested, you know, and I can't promise you when I'm going to do it. It's when I play myself and I remember to throw it up there. Maybe usually a couple of times a week. Take a look. I mean, you know, if you have nothing going on, you want to diversify your degenerate portfolio a little bit, or certainly if you play horse racing anyway, you may as well just get the better play.
You absolutely should be doing it if you do it anyway.
Yeah. But aside from that, I mean, I in this showdown slate, we gotta find this out like pretty soon. Hold on, let me just see. So I really don't want to play this guy, but I'm gonna have to.
I'm gonna play him,
dude. I have him right now in the 222 in the captain. So we'll see what happens. You're laughing, but I'm serious. Let's see.
I believe you.
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I still have nothing yet on Thielen.
I kind of hope Thielen does play, and you get him at lower ownership. But I don't know if I'd captain him.
No, I can't.
Might be a little bit aggressive for the captain. We will absolutely be covering PGA in January to answer that question, and to answer K9 Broncos question. My favorite play. Obviously, this doesn't apply to you because you only play on FanDuel, but I think my favorite play would be Hassan Whiteside as the low-owned value play. I really think there's a reasonable chance Whiteside would just have a field day in like 20 minutes tonight if they can, you know, win this game handily, and I think they can. What do you think about the Whiteside play, Sheets? This feels like the right kind of slate to do it on.
Yeah, I didn't get to him as far as like projections go, but you know, maybe it's not a projection slate.
Well, Whiteside's never going to project well.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I don't even have him anywhere. Oh, there he is. Okay.
I mean,
do you think it's going to be a blowout? He's going to, it's going to play more, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if those 15 minutes turn into 20, I mean, first of all, in 15 minutes against Charlotte, he could put up like 15, 10 and have 5 blocks. Like he could have 45 fantasy points again, just like we saw against Washington last week. They just don't have any way to match up with him. He's just too big, and you know, you could argue same things for Gobert, but actually Whiteside a little more offensive minded than Gobert is. I think it's a really good spot to try and take a shot on a guy like that, especially because the other value is sort of suspect. I I like Whiteside, and I like White and Whiteside. I think if you play White and Whiteside, you can pretty much play whatever your favorite chalk is, and you'll be completely alone in doing that.
Dude, the Raiders just went for a punt fake on 4th and 1 from their own like 34, and they made it by like an inch.
What do I think of Matthews on the Rockets? Not much. He's fine. It's just one of those plays that's just it's going to be there. There's nothing special about it today at all. It's the same play that he's been every other day. So I don't see anything good or bad about him today.
And no confirmation on Embiid yet, I guess.
If you tell me he's going to make 4 threes, I like him, and I don't know. You just need to catch the hot game from Garrison Matthews. You're just playing hoping for a hot streak, and that's fine. You can do that some slates, and he's going to be low enough owned to where this is actually viable. When he was like 30% owned in these spots, it just didn't make sense to me. But now I think he's a fine play. But there's nothing stands out about this matchup or any situation for him. And don't you think Metu is getting a little bit too much ownership?
I mean, as usual, I don't know. As usual, I can't vouch for any of these ownership projections right now. I mean,
it just feels like a little, I don't know, maybe like a little bit thinner than it's being treated. But I kind of like the idea of playing him because you could always swap later on if Paul George is out too. So I would be trying to backload those. Maybe I'll throw in one line.
You know what I really don't want to play?
Who's that?
This is America, so I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. I don't want to play Danny Green.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd let you know that.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. And then, of course, because you said it, though, it's going to be the night where he puts his sheets. What did he have that one game? Remember he had like 5 fantasy points and like 8 fantasy points and like 2 in the 3 games that Embiid was out. Like literally was like the nut low games. Embiid's first game back, he puts up like 68 or something. He made 9 threes. Remember that last year?
Yeah,
that was pretty wild.
Oh, we got a turnover here in this minor league game here. What is this? Who are these Browns?
Oh, what do I think of Daniel Tice is coming up? So I don't know. I don't even have Daniel Tice as in today, so I didn't think anything of him. Do you have Daniel Tice? Is he even playing?
What I'm doing, I'm searching for Thielen here.
Jeez, can we try to answer? I'm just trying to answer the chat's question. Do you have Tice as playing?
I do not have him. Yeah, I am playing. No, I don't. I don't have him projected. I projected for 0. So I guess
I have him projected for 0 minutes as well. So I don't have any reason to think. Don't read game logs. Look, Christian Wood wasn't playing. That is your answer on that one. Daniel Tice, unless for some reason he gets like announced starting last minute, is probably a DNP.
Thielen is inactive.
Oh, there goes that. You're going to have to play Alanis Morissette.
He's in. Wouldn't that be ironic?
All right, what else we got here? Guys, pop in any more questions. I'll try to get to them. Let's see. That should be the Marquise Goodwin is also inactive tonight. You never really talked about what you're doing with the Philly side of the ball. Anything?
I was waiting.
Oh, just wait mode.
Yeah.
Okay, that probably is it. I don't know. Tell you what, Danny Green is playing a ton of minutes though. I think I would rather play Thibault than Green at the ownerships. I don't love either of them though. I don't think I'd play Thibault, but I just throwing that out there. Let's see what happens if I play my white side lineup here. Kobe white side, and then stack the Clippers.
Major metrics.
White side. All right, guys, pop them on in there, and I'll answer anything else there while Sheets is building.
Yeah, I'm trying to get another look at this Philly thing.
I think backloading on Fanduel is still viable, K9 Bronco, but I think it's less viable because the pricing is a little bit different. So
what time is this? What time is this? Is this jaw game?
That's at 5. At 8.
That's at 8, huh? What do I have for Philly? How many people do I have playing here? I got 7 guys projected. No, I have 8 guys projected. One of them being a guy named Aaron Henry.
Yeah.
That's not very encouraging.
Robert Williams just got ruled out.
Robert Williams got ruled out.
And what does that mean?
So you know what that means? It's freedom time, right? Is that he's on Celtics or no?
And he has big games against Embiid in the past.
He sure does. That was the Christmas miracle.
Yep. That's that's the answer then.
Yeah.
Now I've got too much value and I don't know what to do with it. I mean, Embiid should have a great game too, by the way.
Yeah. If you
freedom might have to make me take my Whiteside out of there. Damn it. I was excited about that one. I see why Paul George is. I see. It's so easy to see why everybody's playing Steph, though. It's just there's just all kinds of value that whether you speculate on it or not, there's just too many guys who are underpriced that lead you to basically pay for whatever you want.
Yep. Yeah, that's a rough one.
Which one's that?
What's his name being out? The Time Lord.
Yeah.
Well, it's also really good for Tatum, right? I mean,
yeah,
for his rebounds.
Well, I don't want to have a player. I'll have one player starting, and it'll be Kobe White before 10 o'clock. Everybody else is 10 o'clock for me.
Yeah, this is quite a. Well, it's you know what? It's not like anything. It's like any other day in the NBA, right? I mean,
yep.
It's not particularly weird.
No, it's actually not particularly weird. Just pretty easy to do whatever you want with the money. I would suggest Embiid over Curry, but I think it's close.
Maybe like Tatum is the idea. I don't know.
I think I wouldn't do that, but it's all right. I would rather play Jaylen Brown than Tatum.
Oh, okay.
They put up pretty similar, like when they're both in the flow of playing, they put up pretty similar type of games, and I'll just take the discount. Yeah, I think Tatum this year is only averaging like 45 or something, with maybe even less with Brown in the lineup.
I'm doing one more update projections, but again, guys, it's very, very fragile. I like the freedom.
Yep. What a bummer, though.
Who else are they going to play?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
What's his name's not playing, right? Horford's out,
Horford's
right?
not in, yeah. Yeah, they're going to have to play him minutes. I mean, I think it's going to be pretty obvious to everyone that he's a good play. Even whether he starts or not, by the way, I think he's a good play.
Well, I would imagine he starts.
I would too, but.
Who's the other Williams? The other Williams a big guy too? Wasn't there like 2 Williamses on that team? Like Grant and
he's not big.
No. Okay.
He's like 6'7". Like Tatum would make more sense as a center than he would.
Okay. Let me just see if anything's changed here. I don't know if you heard this. They canceled all the hockey games tonight.
Did they? Oh, man.
Well, part of it also, I think they're going to stop all the intra whatchamacallit games, all the Canadian versus US because of the borders.
Oh, wow. I wonder what's going to happen.
They're back to that again.
What's going to happen with basketball? I wonder if they're going to have to move, what's it called again?
Probably.
Yeah. Jesus, man. It's a freaking world. And I'm watching this new series. Part of being sick, the good part of it is you get to watch catch up on all these things.
What are you watching?
There's it's called Station 11. Is that what it's called? 11 Station something. It's on it's an HBO new show. There's like 3 episodes in.
Okay.
That's good. And it's sort of like it's basically about COVID. It's not really called COVID. It's just, they call it the flu, but it basically wipes out the Earth. It's pretty hot.
Oh, really? Oh,
Pretty
nice.
morbid. It's pretty interesting. The
Pretty
other one you
awful,
have to
yeah.
watch though, that's awesome. It's like Lord of the Flies, but with girls.
Yeah.
Is Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets?
It's really, really good. I really recommend that one. That's like one of the
Is that
better
on
shows.
Netflix?
It's on Showtime.
Okay. Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets.
Okay.
Like I'd be shocked if you didn't like that. I mean, that one's
Okay.
it's really, really
I'm
good.
in.
White side of seasons. Embiid and Green are in.
Yeah. Ooh, Njoku touchdown. All right, back in business. My I was gonna say my Sunday, but my Monday, Tuesday is not over. What is this?
Yeah, so I do want to address the later thing that could happen. Like if you do play like Buddy Hield, for example, I actually think that if Paul George is out, that Man is probably the better play between those two.
By the way, no, it's not going to be a touchdown.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But I think you could play both those guys together, by the way. And I do think that this Paul George news is sort of being – we've seen this every day. And when is the last time he played now?
Who, Paul George?
Well, it's been like what, since the 6th? Yeah, so it's been 2 weeks of him being questionable and not playing. And every time it's like, well, no, he's going to play tonight. Oh, no, sorry, actually he's not.
That's a tough call, whether that's a touchdown or not. The toe hit first, but then the rest of the foot went out. Oh, I guess no touchdown. Okay. Crap. What do you think of Vooch?
It's fine.
Okay.
I like my little center things though with Freedom and Whiteside and Embiid, so probably not going to play him any. I think it is a Freedom night. I would like to before I like if he's starting, then he's like you kind of. I mean, he's going to be owned by everybody. If he's not starting,
you're about to say a lock, but you don't want to say that.
I mean, he's basically a lock that everybody's going to play him. It's not necessarily a lock that he's going to,
Nobody's a lock, right? Exactly.
Fouls right away.
Well, somebody had a touchdown there. It looks like Chubb. It's a little more, less.
It must be like 1,000,000% owned. Yeah, it's too bad.
I mean, not that I won't take it, but
yeah, they have to start him. I don't see it. And he's going to be like 75%. I mean, it does make it an interesting thing. I'm telling you right now. This is sounds crazy. Just play the double center, play Whiteside. Avoid all these other guys, and just do something weird like that. Like that's.
Well, I was going to say don't play Freedom and play Whiteside.
I think you could do that too, but like I actually think it's better. You're better off playing like because he has to outscore him then, and it's just. If Cantor's starting, like he's going to play until he fouls out, and he does play well against Embiid.
Yes, he does.
So
Embiid is starting.
Yep. Guys, if you have anything else, feel free to pop them on in here. I'm gonna take some cold medicine and.
I feel better, man. That's terrible.
Thanks. It's really nasty. My whole face is swollen.
What's Embiid on? Excuse me. What's up? Freedom on Fanduel. Was he 45 or something?
Yeah, he's 37. Jesus.
Ugh.
Like a free square. I mean, he actually would have been in play if Robert Williams played.
Right.
I just didn't think of him really enough. I mean, he was actually projecting like to 5x before that.
What time is the Freedom game?
That's the first one.
Ooh. But they still haven't announced to be starting yet, right?
Yeah, I'm imagining that he will. Yeah, he's starting.
Mm-hmm.
1,000,000% owned.
You would think, right?
Yeah, he'll be the highest owned player on the slate by a long shot.
Well, Cousins didn't exactly super smash.
I know, and I was a little bit. I remember what I said. I was telling them, talking about Robin Lopez as a pivot, and Robin Lopez came through for me.
Yes, he did, and they ended up going small to close.
Yep.
Really wanted to have. They had what's his name? Like they basically had Connaughton playing like the 5 almost.
Yep. Sheets, do you have any thoughts on Juan Toscano Anderson?
Just not going to do it.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't think I'm getting there.
I would rather play Otto Porter. I'd rather play Gary Payton II. I think we're getting like instead of playing Kuminga and Toscano Anderson, just play Whiteside or White.
Yeah.
I would play White or Whiteside. I think Toscano Anderson is viable enough. Like he's a good real life basketball player, but they just have like 50 bodies out there. You know, they could literally play like 13 guys tonight.
And Harris is still a decent player. Is Christian Wood not playing?
No, he's playing.
Yeah, okay.
That's why I didn't understand the Tice question before. Is like,
oh, okay.
Because I have Tice at 0 minutes, but if Christian Wood was out for any reason, of course you could play Tice if he's starting again.
So I gotta see. Yeah, I'll get Chubba Hubbard there. Here he goes. So let me see what.
I don't particularly like Ibaka. No, I want to clear that one up. I think if Paul George is out, he's fine, but I prefer all the other value guys I mentioned over them.
I have to say that I'm not getting the type of projection out of Freedom that I was expecting.
Yeah, I think it's just wrong then.
I think it's just wrong too. Let me see. I got one place that's got him with 21 fantasy. How can he only have 21 fantasy points?
I've got him at around 30.
That sounds about better.
I think it would be really, really hard for him not to have higher than 25.
Let me just see what. Yeah, 27.
Look at what he did in 20 minutes this year.
I guess I got to do this one more time then. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, it's probably just not updated.
Yeah, I'll do this one more time.
I mean, he could foul out. That's possible. Kings in order. You guys, please type in QQ or ask them as questions because it is kind of hard to see sometimes, and sometimes people talk back and forth. So it's not hard today, but like just in general, it makes it a little bit easier. So Halliburton, Healed, Metu, Barnes, Holmes.
Sounds right. Well, for me, Healed on Fanduel.
Yeah. Although just yeah, it's not like he can miss. Like he's.
Well, you said to rank him though. I mean.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah. I just mean like just don't be surprised if Heald puts up like 25 fantasy points.
Well, whenever you have a shooting dependent guy, there's always risk.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas but it's like
Halliburton is much safer, right?
I think Halliburton is safer.
Yeah.
And a better play. And again, as I mentioned earlier with Heald, the cool thing about playing him though is like why it would be a must for me on DraftKings is because I could also play Terrence Mann if Paul George is out. I could, if I have those late game switchabilities, I can really do some stuff with the Clippers if Paul George is out. And I do think that Mann would probably leapfrog him. I think you could make an argument for guys like Batum and Bledsoe as interesting plays. So really being able to play those late guys and then trying to maybe overspend for the DeJounte Murrays, and then maybe you can spread it out a little bit if we have no Paul George.
I'm still not going to say hung up on, but I'm still considering what I want to do with this Morant.
I think he's a good play, but I don't think it's something you need to do.
No, I know I don't need to.
Like, is he even, yeah, I don't know. For what it's worth, I don't like Plumlee.
Plumlee? I didn't even consider him at all.
Yeah, his projection is terrible. He's supposedly starting tonight, but they just bring PJ Washington and he plays all the important minutes.
Right. Oh, he hasn't been starting, PJ?
No, they like to bring him off the bench. They did it last year too, even when they had Biombo.
He's a good player, PJ Washington.
I like him. I like that. I love their whole young core. They need to get a superstar. That basically they need to trade 3 guys for 1 at some point.
Try one more. I'll push one more update, and that's the best I'm going to be able to do for everybody. And then I'm going to see how that looks on my board too. See if I need to make any big changes. I have to see how much cancer or whatever freedom I want to do here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you should be well over 60%, maybe higher. I don't know if I could bring myself not playing him in a lineup tonight. He's a lock for me. I would say that.
Okay.
It would take a very weird game script other than foul trouble to get him out of there.
Yeah. Let's try to build. Well, I'll push one more update here. I don't know if it's going to help.
By the way, if Cantor was 5K or 5,500, I'd probably still be playing him.
Well, it's the same conversation, right? It's going to be what's the extra 1,000 for that extra ownership would be amazing, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I would do it in a heartbeat.
I'm gonna do this. Then I'm gonna post that I. Hold on. Let's see. NBA updated. Still a bit fragile. That's what I can do. So now let me rebuild one more time. And I'll let you guys know before I split here, at least what my ownerships are, and what I have and what I have in my big one. That's what I can do. This Ibaka thing is going to be interesting if I want to play that.
Yeah, I don't particularly like the Ibaka thing anymore.
Okay.
This is me, but I mean, if Paul George is out though, then again it does open up a little.
But he's
more.
always out. I mean.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying. If we really think he's going to be out though, then we should be playing Batum, Man, Jackson,
Right.
pretty much. And Bledsoe possibly.
Let me see what I'm getting here.
So James, that's just my personal strategy, and I don't think you're playing. The whole point is you don't start off playing the Clippers. You play the. I mean, you play as many guys from what's it called as you want. Sacramento. You have to plan for it as if what happens if this and that happen. So I would be starting Sacramento's plan A, and your switchability is to the Clippers. But in my main, I only played one lineup, but I only have 1 Clipper in my lineup, but I will end up with 4 if Paul George. I'll end up with 3 or 4 if Paul George is out.
Right.
So that's the way you do it.
That's really important, guys, to continue to push these games back if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is that?
It's my phone.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me do FanDuel. I just did push an update, by the way. This Browns game is exciting. It's 10-7 into the third. I haven't looked at my lineups yet.
The third.
Into the third. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's further along. It's weird for it to be this early and then talking about a game. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see what we got on FanDuel. I was getting a lot of Tobias Harris on FanDuel last time.
Oh, really? Last night you said?
Last time I ran this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, his price is still reasonable over there.
Caruso, too. Okay.
Yeah, red pill out, absolutely, but only if you think that Paul George is out. I wouldn't be playing Reggie Jackson if you're if Paul George is in. So you have to
Right.
have switchability later. So, worst case, you leave it on. If you already have Halliburton in the lineup, then you're in trouble. But you play Halliburton instead. But he's a better player than Reggie Jackson, even if Paul George is out probably anyway. Yeah, I do have Murray 100%. Because again, switchability, late games. I'll keep mentioning it over and over again.
Yeah.
And he's a good play anyway.
All right, last check, and then I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, I'm getting a bunch of those bowls, as somebody said right at the beginning of this of the chat on Fanduel. I like Giddy on Fanduel at 6,100.
It's a good price.
Yeah,
I think they're going to get absolutely rolled in that game. But maybe not. Maybe like for them, it's like their Super Bowl game because they just.
Well, this is what I said, and I think they're really strong against the spread play, by the way.
Yeah.
And yeah, all right, so I'm gonna get going. We're having dinner here. I'm already kind of late. Good luck in everything tonight, and we'll be back at it tomorrow with multiple sports again.
Yeah. Good luck, Sheets. Good luck, everybody.
All right, later.
See you guys.